NASA International Space Station is in shock again. How strange illuminating object left mission control baffled. This is by Callum Hoare on Express UK. Every once in a while, we have something of a UFO appearing around the ISS, either at times when the astronaut teams are being changed, new people being brought on, or others being taken back, watching them at very close range, other times flying past them, other times watching them from far off. And this time we have this illuminating object. This is NASA launched the STS-106 spacecraft from Kennedy Space Center September 8, 2000, and the object of the mission was to fly the Space Shuttle Atlantis to the International Space Station, the ISS, in preparation to permanently man the low-orbit satellite. But there was one bizarre moment that fueled wild conspiracy theories. Not just one, there was a lot that the shuttles took a lot of images of UFOs buzzing around. Now, on September 19th, 2000, at around 10:30 in the morning, Atlantis was passing over Chicago, Illinois, of course, and during the passing by, two bright objects were seen flying across the screen, which appeared to startle the flight control back at Mission Control in Houston. He said Atlantis is approaching sunrise as it passes the Great Lakes area. There's a view of Chicago and some ice crystals or other items being illuminated by the rising sun. You can understand that she couldn't exactly say what they were. Atlantis now moving into sunrise in just about the next minute or so. As that occurs, ice crystals that come off the shuttle become illuminated, she says. The bizarre event left conspiracy theorists, including Jeff Chandler, convinced that NASA had just captured something they should not have. And during Amazon Prime's Secret Space, he revealed his view on how the event went down. He said in 2017, just as the shuttle was passing over Chicago, two unusual objects were seen flying below. The first object appeared smaller and farther away, but the second was very bright and moving at speed. Mission Control tried to zoom in and follow its progress until it was out of sight, or perhaps they realized that the video goes out to the public. And Chandler then went on to explain why he believed the anomalies were not ice crystals. He added, the anomalies are not ice crystals sparkling in the sun. The announcer even said that the sun will rise in a few minutes. So this proves the objects were self-luminous. So that's a good one. Ice in the rising sun when the sun hasn't even risen yet. Chandler also reveals 4 more strange objects he spotted during the same mission, appearing to fly in formation with each other. And what's even stranger still, the ISS feed was even cut during an incident in 2000 when a pulsating anomaly appeared to be heading towards their space station. So this is the other NASA shock, how the ISS live feed was cut after this pulsating anomaly hurtled towards the ISS. Again, by Callum Hoare on Express UK, the NASA live cam was cut. The live feed was cut from the International Space Station seconds after this strange anomaly was heading towards the Space Shuttle Atlantis at pace during their mission. This is according to the Amazon Prime documentary looking into all this. STS-101 was a resupply mission to the ISS by Space Shuttle Atlantis. It left Kennedy Space Center May 19, 2000. The mission was a success, lasting just 10 days before the crew returned back to Earth. But there was one moment that conspiracy theorists struggle to forget. Amazon Prime's Secret Space is a program, and that series reveals how, on the 4th day of the mission, while the spacecraft was docked, something bizarre happened. Again, something unusual. It was an orb, a light orb. It was a craft, a pulsating thing, a UFO, of course, appearing to fly past near, that is, as they were over Louisiana, U.S. Now, Skywatcher Jeff Chandler detailed in 2017, this incident took place on May 23rd, 2000, at about 9:29 p.m. It was orbital dark, and the space station was passing over the Gulf of Mexico. It was over specifically Louisiana. The camera was active and pointing roughly to the southeast. And suddenly, unusual things started to happen. A very bright pulsating object appeared above the atmosphere. Chandler described, adding, how the anomaly appeared to head towards the space station before the feed was abruptly cut. He said the object continued to brighten and seemed to head towards the space station. As it got closer, the camera was panning around and the downlink suddenly cut off. This is the standard procedure when something unusual appears on the live feed. NASA just cuts off the feed and then says technical difficulties, we'll be back soon, blah, blah, blah. Now, the revelation comes after earlier footage apparently showed 5 anomalies passing over Texas, and that's in the same documentary revealed. Some of these objects were even supposed to be traveling at more than 100,000 miles an hour, according to a former Air Force pilot. So, yeah, this is one of the images of that, how the ISS feed was cut again after the 5 anomalies passed over Texas this time. Live feed cut from the ISS after the 5 unknown objects, the UFOs, that is, the light orbs, UFOs, whatever you want to call them, who knows what they are. Again, article by Callum Hoare on Express UK. NASA's STS-96 was the first docking mission to the ISS, flown by the Space Shuttle Discovery in 1999, and the object was to carry the Space Hub module. It was filled with cargo up to the Space Center, ready for its first manned mission a year later. But as the world watched on through the live stream of the ISS on TV, conspiracy theories quickly emerged over the number of objects floating around in space. Jeff Chandler, again, the Sky Watcher, put together the documentary titled Secret Space, the premiere of Amazon Prime in 2017, and in that series he claims footage obtained from ISS live feed shows 5 anomalies passing over the U.S. He said this event took place June 4th, 1999, and the crew was asleep at that time. The space shuttle passed Houston, Texas, and the NASA announcer informed viewers that the city below was the home of Mission Control. Houston, we have a problem. We have visitors. The camera then zoomed in for a close-up. Suddenly something shot by at very, very extreme high speed, followed by a much larger and brighter object. Chandler went on to explain he did not think the objects were of a natural origin. He said, it's the first object visibly decelerated, came to a halt and dimmed, but did not disappear, and immediately a much smaller object appeared traveling west in a straight line, and it soon left our field of view, and the objects displayed no characteristics of meteors, of course. The conspiracy theorists went on to say that the person controlling the ISS feed then purposely cut it off, ended it, so the public wouldn't know what was going on. And he says, as Discovery left Houston behind, the payload bay camera zoomed even closer than before. And there's, of course, videos you can see here from NASA videos. Now, over the next few minutes, 3 more objects were seen, and after the last of these were seen, the live downlink was discontinued. And it's not the first claim to come from space watchers, the ISS live feed watchers. There are people, some of these people have them continuously being recorded, and they go through them to see what is going on. And they do catch anomalies and light orbs and pulsating circular UFOs. They certainly look like a wheel within a wheel, and they seem to be controlling their directions and their speed. Now, what are they doing here? That's the big question. Who are these and what are they doing here? Now, we also saw similar scenes where the live feed was cut after 21 anomalies appeared and objects were clocked at traveling, as we said before, around 100,000 miles an hour. That's astonishing. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.